Hey y'all, thanks for checking out Euclid Mining. So yeah, we're talking about the projects that I've been talking about in the past videos, and today we're going to talk about electricity. I figured I would start making a little spreadsheet, trying to break it down, seeing where I was. I just got the electric bill this month, and it was $650, and I was like, man, I shut those miners down, a while ago now, and it seems like a long while, and the bill is still high. So I'm looking at it and I see that it's through a certain point anyway, you know. So I'm still paying for those things, even though we're not making any money on them. But I guess we did make the money on them originally. So anyway, I'm just whining. But let's go ahead and just show you what I got going on. So really what I did was I broke this down, and what I started doing was I started turning off each one of these individually so I can get the most accurate reading. Now, any of the websites that I show you or use today, I'll have a link in the description below. Something that I use, I don't even know if it's the best, but this one, I've checked it with other ones and it seems like it's the same, so I've just always used this one. I thought I was at about 10.5 cents per kilowatt, but when I started looking at the bill and started looking it up, it said it was closer to 11. So I just went ahead, and what I'm doing is that, my wife doesn't like the mining, and when the electric bill is high, she says, well, it's high because of these things, and it's always a little bit of attention. But I pay it every month because I enjoy what I do, and if I pay a little extra for it just for the enjoyment, I'm fine with that, but it's always a real question. So now I don't have those ASICs going, and for a while I had them on and off in different ones, and then the Z11 had problems, so it was really hard to gauge how much power I was really using down there because it wasn't a consistent thing like I have with the grow tent. So I really just thought I'd break it down a little bit more, and this is the website that I've used. You just simply put in right here. I put in 11 cents. Like I said, I rounded it up to the highest number, and a lot of my numbers when I did the calculations, if it was, when I was doing the watts times the amps times the volts, I even rounded it up. If it was fluctuating a little bit, I would just always choose the higher number and even round that up a little bit. So anyway, just to be sure that I'm covering everything and that there's no way that I've missed any electric, and I went over to What to Mine and I put in my numbers here. But before we do that, I'll just show you what I started making up, and this is just real basic. I started breaking up all the different components that I use. So the room fan, I've got a fan in the doorway to the Crypto Mining Exercise room cave, and I just have that pulling extra air in, but whatever, I've got that running. I looked at that, I plugged that into a meter, and it's pulling 40 watts. So I am running it 24 hours a day, so I'm throwing it in the mix, and I'm really just breaking it down. The exhaust fans, let's bring that out a little bit. The exhaust fans, those are the two fans that are in the grow tent, pulling the air out. So I've got those also. Now I looked those up, and they run about 64 watts each. I run those fans about 50%, so I figure 64 watts. That's really only about 32 watts per fan that I'm using. But I went ahead and I rounded it up. I said, and I didn't round it up. I went way up. I said about 50. Let's just say 50 watts each fan, just to make sure that I'm covering it. So I put in here for 100 for the exhaust fan X2. That's for both of those. Now the vent box fan. That's downstairs in Crazy Town. I may reorganize this and move this down the list and put it closer to here and have them split up a little better. But the exhaust, the box fan, that's that one fan that I have down in Crazy Town up where the vent is that we installed. So even I got that in there. The 2 GPU rig, that's the one that I do all my recording and everything on. When I'm not recording, I've got that running. As a matter of fact, I actually still have it running. You can probably see it down below right there. Anyway, the 5 GPU, that's in Hive. It's listed as 4 because it used to be the 4. Then I put that A4000. Technically, it's 5. I'm going to rename that eventually. But that one, I've got its numbers here for how many watts it's using. And again, I've got this computer that I'm using up here with the 2 GPUs. Now, when I'm not recording or I'm not sitting up here doing work on the computer, it's just running, so the monitors are off, so it probably uses even less power. My wife will argue that I am up here 24 hours a day, but but I'm not, I promise. And So really it's not 24 hours for the 2 GPU one. But again, and when I'm not using the power for everything, it's not that full amount, but I'm putting the full amount in there just for argument's sake, and I am multiplying it out by 24 hours. So there's no, saying I'm using less one day or more another. I'm going for the max on that. The 5 GPU, that one is 24 hours. This one's the 3060 LHR is 24 hours. The 3060 Ti LHR is 24 hours. So I've got those in here, and exactly. And again, I shut them down. I went to my PDU, my PDU. I have got the meter on it, and I did the volts times the amps, and that gives you the exact number. And again, when it was like 245.6, I made it 246. Pure. I just rounded it up. Again, and that was it. So these numbers are just a touch higher than they probably should be, but this is to blanket and cover everything 100%. If I'm paying just a couple extra bucks a month because I did that, it's worth it to just be 100% sure. So anyway, I haven't gone down to everybody in here because they are off right now, so I haven't gone down there and done that. I did already do all the calculations in here, so that when I do add numbers in here, as you can see, it does pull the box fan up here, and it does bring it down here already. So I think it's off. All right, there we go. So anyway, see how it pulled the 35 down here already, because I have this line and then all of these lines in a calculation here. So it'll pull that. Same thing over here. Right now it's just pulling that one vent box fan, which technically isn't even on right now because I don't need it on, but that's what it would pull total per month if it was on. So it'll just kind of show me a running total of these. I am going to add a little section here, which I haven't learned yet in Google Sheets. I see some with a little check box you can put in to enable or disable. So I'm probably going to put that in here so I can just, have all the numbers in here, and then I can enable or disable whatever ones I am or not running at that time. So, and of course it also matters with overclocking for these things. And I'm pretty steady with my overclocking. I kind of have a set it and forget it thing, so that just kind of runs, that one. So anyway, there it is. So here's my per month that I have in here right now. Now this total here, this is the Crypto Mining Exercise Room Cave, and that one is 303. Now that one doesn't include the box fan in there. It has the room fan, the exhaust fans, the 2, the 5, the 8, and the 8, 3060 and the 3060 Ti. There's 8 cards in each of those. So it's got all of that, and that comes down to a total of 3,832.2 watts and approximately $303.51. Now what I did over here, I went ahead and I put my mega hash that I am getting total, which is a little bit lower than I should. But again, my situation here with the grow tent. I can't have everything cranking. Not everything is at its maximum where it should be. But it is what it is. But I think I'm down like maybe 15 or even 20 mega hash total, which is sad to say. But anyway, what I put in here was the total watts that I use for everything in here. Now, you know what I didn't throw in? I didn't throw in the light bulb. They are LEDs, so LED light bulbs, so they're super efficient. So anyway, let's move on. And so this is my total mega hash for all of the rigs out here and in there, and this is also the total power for everything. And my grand total is $6.33 per day earnings. So I am making $15.53, but from the electric being pulled out, I end up with $6.33. So it is a little different, when I look at this and I put in the actual watts for what just the rigs are pulling, and I don't calculate in all those little extras. It does make a difference. So before I was making, I think I was getting a dollar, about $1.50 maybe more a day before I did it this way. So it opens your eyes. And again, we're looking at efficiency right now. We're trying to find the best things we can do to save money and to watch our power costs, because this is the name of the game now. This is going to be the new normal, is going to be fighting this and using things like this. We're going to be looking at all sorts of things to become more efficient and find the best GPUs that are the most efficient. So I'm very happy with the ones I have. I think these, and the more I look at the 3070s, I like the 3070s also, but anything besides those two right now for me are about the only two cards that I'm really interested in getting right now. So that's where I'm kind of at. And I've been slowly, like I said before, simmering and haven't been doing anything. Just been letting it sit out there because we're watching where GPU prices are going, which are dropping, and ASICs are dropping. I saw I see that Bitcoin miner for like $4,000 or something like that. It was going for $10,000, $11,000, $12,000 just a few months ago. So I have been debating on either just tossing, the chunk of money that I have at one of those and maybe getting one, or maybe even making a little bit of a loan and getting a second one and getting two of those in anticipation for when things pick up again. Because I think they will still be viable machines as they come up, but that's in the future. We'll talk about that. The bottom line here, y'all, is this. I'm going to go and probably today go downstairs and start running each one of these and just start pulling some numbers just so I can fill this up and get this set. Because again, I'm looking at profitability. We're looking at cost, and different machines run different numbers. So I want to have these numbers because, like I said, I tune mine and they pretty much just stay that way. So in the future, when I do turn them on and I look at something and, sort of like minor stats in here, and I bring up the Z11, am I really using this number? So when I look at it right now, negative 72 cents a day, but really, my machines may be running a little bit better than someone else's. So really maybe I'm at 1350. So, I want to have those numbers. I want to have them set. I want to be ready. Prices have been jumping around. I'm just going to go ahead and bring up CoinGecko just for reference. And today is the 29th of June. And here we are. We did have a little bit of a downward slide these past couple days. You can see Bitcoin did have a slide. It did come up a little bit, and there was a bit of a rush. As you can see, some of these 7 days are still up 20%. A lot of these 7 days now, it's come down quite a bit in the past 7 days, but these were up some 30, 40, 50, 60%, 70%. Well, this is just, that's a little crazy, but okay. People are still messing around over there. Where was the big one that I saw? One of those miserable ones that I'm involved in. Where was it? Vapor nodes. Yeah, here. It's only 15% right now, but this thing shot up. This was like almost 100%. That was crazy. Of course, Thor's still in the toilet. Whatever. Thanks, y'all. Appreciate you watching. You definitely want to help support the channel. You know where the button is. It's right over there. Really appreciate that. The thumbs up definitely help the YouTube algorithm and everything behind that. I'll have a video up here for you, I'm sure, of some sort. I appreciate you checking in. I'll see y'all next time. Thanks for watching.